Hi everyone, welcome back to East Coast Haunts. I'm MK.
I'm Sam.
And we're here to wish everyone a very happy Easter to everyone who celebrates.
Yes, happy Easter, everybody.
Sam.
Yes.
So this Sunday is Easter.
Yes.
Do you know what else this Sunday is? It's my birthday. No, I'm kidding.
I know it's not your birthday, so don't even get me started on that. No, what is it?
So, this Sunday is another very special holiday that only certain people celebrate.
Okay.
And I happen to be one of those people. I, sadly, am a golfer.
Oh, that's a beige flag. No, I'm just kidding.
I know, it is. No, it literally is.
No.
It is.
So, what, a big golf tournament?
It is. This Sunday is Masters Sunday. So the Masters is like the golf championship.
This is like the equivalent of the Super Bowl?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
It kicks off like true like golf, like all the Opens now and then the PGA Championship.
Okay. So golf season is upon us.
Golf season was already in full swing.
No pun intended.
But now it's like the Masters is like the event of the year.
Okay. Ooh.
Like, to give you an example, my dad has been trying to get tickets to this since he was like 18 years old.
Wow.
And has never even come close.
Wow.
Yeah. The Masters is a crazy event.
Okay.
It's held down in Augusta, Georgia. Lifelong dream of mine to go.
Good to know. Noted. Mentally noted.
And we have a little discussion topic since we got such positive feedback on our little beige flag discussion. We have another like little question, like discussion question.
Yeah.
Before we get into our haunt.
Yeah, discussion question, like those discussion posts that you had to do in college.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking
except
about?
this is like fun and
Yeah.
not like
You don't have to like respond to two other
I
people.
remembered at like 11:51 p.m. and it's due at midnight.
Oh, that was late, right? This is like the latest we've ever filmed the podcast.
Yeah. This is late night East Coast Haunts.
Yeah. It's gonna get a little crazy up in here.
Oh.
And it's also a Tuesday. We usually don't do Tuesdays.
Yeah. We're a little out of whack this week because you were on
something.
vacation. I was at home.
Yeah. We're back
but
again.
You know what? We're good. We're in a groove. I'm liking this late night energy.
Me too. It's fun.
But let's bring it back to the Masters.
Okay.
So, like I was telling you earlier, and for all of our non-golf
Listeners.
yeah, basically, the Masters has this fun tradition. I know I can't stop doing that.
Let
with
the
my
record
fingers.
show she's doing that thing that like evil cartoon characters
We,
do
like,
with her hands.
Drum your fingers
Yeah.
together. And the Masters has a really fun tradition where basically the winner of the tournament last year picks the pre-competition dinner for this year.
Okay.
And it always consists of like an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. So we are going to share if we ever win the Masters.
Yes, which is most likely going to happen.
Yes, probably.
Especially to me.
Yeah. No, you are a natural born athlete.
I'm a master.
You are a master. I don't think that's going to happen for either of us, considering that women aren't allowed to play in the tournament, and they weren't even allowed on the course until, like, the 1990s, the early 2000s.
That's deeply disturbing.
Isn't that crazy?
They were not allowed on the course.
Not even to play the course. They were not allowed in the clubhouse. So, I think it was some famous golfer. I believe it was Jack Nicklaus.
Okay.
He would have his wife like come with him to the course, but she would wait like 4 hours in the car as he played 18 holes.
Who owns this
I'm not sure.
course?
But it's an old course. I mean, it is gorgeous.
You wouldn't know though, because you're a woman.
No,
so.
I wouldn't know because you're not allowed. But this is crazy. So I was talking to a friend who's actually going to the Masters this year,
Wow.
and he said there's no phones allowed.
This is like some
during
like
the practice round.
some culty like
a little bit,
ultra
yeah.
exclusive, ultra exclusive, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like.
Yeah.
And
So
how
anyway.
many people are served this first night dinner, this like big deal dinner? Like
The only people who are invited are the people that have actually won the Masters. So probably 30 to 40 people.
well, mine is gonna be expensive. Like
Okay.
if I had won the Masters the year before. And like
You got to go all
one
out.
of the like bragging rights, yeah, is like you get to
You
pick
have
out.
to
Like
go
I
all
would
out.
do something so extra. Okay, so I thought about your question.
Okay.
I would.
Do you have like a first course?
I do.
All right, take me through your dinner.
So, for the appetizer, it's going to be 2-pronged.
Okay.
One prong is going to be, and I know this is controversial, and if you ask me this yesterday or tomorrow, I will have a different idea. But I want to have bloomin' onions out the wazoo, because I think I was talking to you about bloomin' onions the other day. We were talking about bloomin' onions the other day, and now I'm like craving it.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm sure everyone knows what that is, but you know, at Outback they have the onion that's like cut in a cool way and then like deep fried, and like
it looks like a flower.
Yeah, it's so pretty. So,
I've never had one.
You haven't?
No.
They're really good. It's basically like
delicious.
Onion rings and like yeah. I can't believe you've never had one. They're I think it's like an American or Australian tradition. So I would do that. I think everyone could get their own bloomin' onion. That would be fun and cute. And then also I would do like little crab claws.
Ooh, nice.
But then you like dip them in butter. I would let everyone do those. Right? Okay, so that's my appetizer. My entree, I'm gonna go sushi. Keep it cultured.
I was gonna do sushi too, but I was between 2 entrees.
Okay,
so I'll let you
pick the other one.
Sushi.
Okay. Sushi, I mean, I want to say like you want to get a classic spicy tuna. You want to get a California roll in there, but then I would want to do some other fun ones, like those specialty rolls that places have.
Yeah.
So, you know, I like sushi. I think it would be fun. I think it could be a cool giant display.
What's your favorite sushi roll?
My favorite sushi roll is from a specific place in my hometown. It's called the Pink Lady, and it's like pink soy paper.
I love the pink soy paper.
It's so good, right?
So good.
And then it's got rice, and then it has like a little bit of tuna, a little bit of salmon, a little bit of shrimp, like little pieces of them.
Yeah.
And it has some avocado, and it's topped with like this like really good spicy mayo. And one time it actually gave me food poisoning. If you remember that one time that my body, I won't go on too much because it's like a whole thing, but my whole body turned pink, like bright pink, which is funny because it's called the Pink Lady. But basically, like
quite literally a pink lady.
And I had to go to the emergency room because like we had literally no idea what was going on.
Oh, silly.
But I still get it to this day. Like that was probably like 4 years ago, and I still order it to this day because it's so good.
It's delicious. My favorite sushi roll is from a place near me, and it's called the. Oh my god.
I know
Super Connie roll.
Super Connie.
And it's almost the exact same thing. It's the pink soy paper, rice, avocado, shrimp tempura, spicy tuna, and then it's topped with like crab salad.
Yeah, that sounds
so
really good.
It's literally
like,
so delicious.
K crab, not C crab.
Yes.
Like you gotta have that imitation
the fake crab.
Yes. That sounds delicious. Okay, and then finally, my dessert, I'm gonna say everyone gets to pick out a Cheesecake Factory slice of cheesecake.
I like that.
I will be choosing probably the Celebration cheesecake or the red velvet cheesecake.
Lovely.
Thank you.
I love it.
Your turn. Follow that up. I know.
would like to go to dinner the year after you won the
Masters.
Thank
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. So there are 2 wolves inside me.
Ooh, I like the start of this.
One wolf is Italian, okay? And one wolf is Polish.
Okay. Ooh. And the wolves are duking it out.
Yes. So for my appetizer, it was a very close race, but I think I'm going to go with like fresh burrata on top of arugula with some like heirloom tomatoes.
You're classy.
And like the crostini bread.
You're
like the
very classy.
You know, the nice crostini bread. But I almost went with pierogies.
There are 2 wolves inside of all of us.
But I'm going to go with a pasta dish.
Okay.
For my main.
Okay. So you didn't want to do, double dough.
Exactly.
That would have been a lot.
Exactly. You don't want to, like, you want a carbo load because golf is a lot of physical exertion. But
not that much.
We don't want to go over.
You don't want to be
You're
like
not
Michael
running a
Scott in
oh my god, that's my
that
favorite
one episode. It's so
It
funny.
was like time to carbo load like 30 seconds before
he's Alfredo.
Anyway, so my entree then is going to be pasta. I think I want to go with like a fettuccine.
Okay, yum.
And it's going to be in a Fra Diavolo sauce, which is like a spicy red sauce with shrimp, galamad, and like some mussels and clams.
Mozzarella.
Like some fresh mutts.
Wait, so you said clams, mussels?
Clams, mussels, galamad. which is calamari.
Yes.
For
those uncultured swines out there.
And like some shrimp. Just like a seafood fra diavolo.
This sounds delicious.
It's, I mean, what can I say? I'm a New Jersey Italian.
Your blood is fra diab or whatever the hell it's called. Also, I know that. Remember when my mom listened to the one podcast where we were talking about food, and she's like, "You guys should start a food podcast."
We do talk about food.
I know
a lot on this podcast.
We love food.
We're foodies at heart, I think.
We're foodies at heart. Okay, and dessert.
Okay, this is where I'm gonna deviate a little bit from
the norm,
the Italian theme that I've been going on. My mom makes this, and I talk about this all the time. She's literally made it like maybe 4 or 5 times.
Okay.
It's like a banana pudding trifle.
Oh yeah.
It is so good. It's got like, it's like, you know, like a layered trifle. Yeah. So it's got like Nilla wafers, banana pudding, fresh bananas, and then fresh whipped cream, and then it like repeats.
That sounds really good.
I want that.
So you're making your mom cook for 100 hungry golfers?
I mean, it's kidding. A trifle, man. It's not like that labor intensive. She's not making vanilla wafers.
And also, if her daughter was the first woman to win the PGA, whatever, like
the Masters, I think she would be able to.
It's worth it.
Yeah. That's my dinner.
That sounds delicious.
I feel like we should have people vote on like which dinner.
Okay, so
maybe that's not fair though, because sushi is a very polarizing thing.
It is.
But I love sushi.
But you know what? If I lose, I will lose with
dignity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it's bloomin' onion. Mine is like chaotic. Okay, it's bloomin' onion and crab claws as the appetizer with sushi as the main course, and then your own personalized piece of Cheesecake Factory cheesecake as your dessert.
That's so slay.
Versus a beautiful burrata atop a bed of arugula, and you got those crostinis on the side,
and the heirloom tomatoes.
Cannot forget the heirloom tomatoes.
No, I'm a big heirloom tomato girl.
Are they are those the colorful ones?
Yes. Okay. They're the ones that when you slice into them, they look like really pretty.
Okay.
I got
that's what they
picked apart this weekend by one of my friends because I ordered a burger and I took the tomato off.
Okay.
And hear me out. I love tomatoes. Tomatoes are in both like meal courses of my.
Oh, they are. You're right. Yeah.
I don't like tomatoes on sandwiches.
I don't think you're alone in that. A lot of people don't seem to like them.
And you know what? If it was between the lettuce and the burger, I wouldn't have an issue with it. Or if it was on a toasted bun.
Okay.
I wouldn't have an issue with it. But on an untoasted bun, in this like little dive bar that we were at, I don't want it on my burger because it gets all mushy, and then if I take a bite, it like slides out the back, and then it's off my burger anyway. And then I give myself the ick by picking up the tomato and putting it back on the burger, right?
What a specific ick.
If I saw that, I'd be like...
Reevaluate your relationship.
Like,
men who touch tomatoes, you heard it here first.
Like picking it up with like your thumb and your pointer finger,
and then it like slips out
it back on the and then
like
it happens
SpongeBob
again.
putting the pickles.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
That is a specific ick, but that's my like hot take about tomatoes. Any other place, give me a plain slice of tomato, I'll devour it.
I used to eat I think I had like some sort of nutrient deficiency when I was
we used
little.
to eat them like apples.
Yeah, I did. But it was like a very
our family.
It was like a few months. Yeah, like what was that?
No, you know my favorite way to eat a tomato? Favorite way.
I mean there are just what you tell me.
Slice like a thick slice of tomato and like a super thin layer of mayo.
Okay.
And then a little bit of salt and pepper.
Yeah, that actually sounds...
Just eat it like that.
That sounds really good,
actually.
It is
so good.
Yum.
Oh.
Yum.
Our great uncle showed me that.
Really?
Yeah.
Uncle Peter?
And I've never forgotten it.
I want to try it.
It's very good.
Ooh, now I want a tomato.
Sometimes I crave them like that.
Yeah, that sounds really good. It's almost like I don't even know.
Anyway, we're almost 15 minutes into this episode and we're talking about tomatoes. But you know what? This is the banter that you tune in for.
Is it? Then we're going to get so many reviews that are like, shut the fuck up. We don't care about your tomatoes.
We just want to hear about the haunts. Alright, well, we've got a
fun haunt.
Brand new, like, kind of category of haunt.
Yeah.
I don't think we've done one of these before. We got a new state.
Yeah.
And it's not a bed and breakfast, so we're really breaking it out from the norm here.
See?
We are doing the Battleship, North Carolina.
It is in North Carolina.
You stole my first little line of my history lesson here, because I'm starting out with the history today.
Yes, Mary Kate, you take away the history.
All right, so it is moored currently in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Okay,
And you heard that right. It's not Wilmington, Delaware.
I
Wilmington,
know.
North Carolina.
As I was reading about it, I was like,
it caught my eye, because
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I was like, wait, I know Wilmington.
So the Battleship, North Carolina fought in the Pacific Theater in World War II.
Theater?
Yes.
Okay.
And no, I know you just kind of like your ears perked up.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of theater. I know.
I was
I'm
gonna say-
sorry.
Theater can cure wars, you guys.
Yeah, it was featured in South Pacific.
Okay. Yeah, right? Good one.
I cracked myself up.
That was good.
So I'm going to give everyone out there a quick history lesson. And I know I give this disclaimer every single time. I'm not a history
She's
buff.
not a history major, you guys.
I took AP US history in high school.
A
That
push.
was like 7 years ago at this point.
Ooh, I feel old.
I know.
Because that means it was 8 years ago for me.
You. So wait, maybe it wasn't that long ago. 6 years ago? 6 years ago. All right.
Disturbing.
So World War II was fought between the Allied powers. Can you name? There's 4 of them. Can you name them?
I thought it was the Allies and the Axis.
Yes, the Allied powers.
The Allied ones? Okay, so the Allies are the good guys. So the USA.
Yes.
the not the Japanese or the Germans.
Nope.
I know those are the Axis. The Chinese.
Yes, very good.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna go balls to the wall and say the Russians.
Yes!
Oh, really?
Yes!
Okay.
And you're missing one more.
I don't know what the 4th one is.
Yes, you do.
Australia.
No. Australia didn't
Oh, Europe, probably.
Yeah, somewhere
like
in
the rest
Europe.
of Europe. Okay.
Somewhere in Europe.
France.
No, come
England?
on. Yeah, it's
Okay.
the UK.
Okay.
All right, so
Whew,
very
that-
good, very good. That
Thank
was
you.
way better than I would have done because I would have been able to name the UK and the US, and I would not have gotten anything else. And the Axis powers, which are 3 countries.
Germany, Japan, right?
Yes.
And can I have a hint for the 3rd one?
Yeah, I am, but you aren't.
Oh, Italian.
Yes.
Yeah. Mussolini.
And so the Pacific Theater was the area of the war in Eastern Asia.
Mm-hmm.
So it originally was a conflict between the Chinese and the Japanese forces.
Okay.
And then later
the whole
on,
world got involved.
yeah. Well, do you know what event got the U.S. involved?
Pearl Harbor.
Yes, very good, very good.
Thank you.
So after
This
the
is fun.
attack, I know it's kind of like a little like interactive history lesson. I hope our listeners are like playing along.
I know.
Like,
They're probably like, oh my god, Sam is so stupid. Like, how did she not
no.
know?
They're both so dumb.
They're like, she's uneducated or whatever. She sounds uneducated.
So, okay, I don't mean to laugh about this, but after the attack on Pearl Harbor, the U.S. physically entered the war.
Okay.
So, bringing us back to the Battleship, North Carolina.
Yes.
The construction took place in the New York Navy Yard in Brooklyn in 1937.
Okay.
So this is like 2 years after the war started. It was launched on June 13th, 1940, and it participated in every single naval offensive move in the Pacific Theater.
Wow.
And it earned 15 battle stars.
good
so,
for it.
I mean, it kind of slayed.
Yeah.
So battle stars, besides being a currency in Fortnite, which is what... if you Google what is a battle star, the first thing that comes up is... The battle star is a currency in Fortnite that's used to buy, like, such and such a pack. I'm like...
Because Google has its priorities straight.
Yeah, okay,
So
fair.
catch up, please.
But they're basically these little stars that are awarded to ships for participation in enemy engagements. So
Okay.
every time they engage with an enemy. It was deemed as the protector of aircraft carriers. So because it was so fast, it would be able to, like, intercept attacks on aircraft carriers, which were then carrying the, I believe they're called, like, the Kingfishers.
Okay.
Which would go up into the air and, like, attack
Okay.
from an aerial
Wow.
perspective. Very cool.
This is an important ship.
Yes, it was. So throughout its, like, lifetime, I guess.
Yeah.
The Battleship North Carolina participated in 9 shore bombardments. Ooh. So I guess that's just like
bombarding the shore,
yes.
if you will.
It sank an enemy troop ship.
Ooh.
It destroyed 24 enemy aircrafts, and it shot down even more.
Wow, this is a vicious ship.
You don't want to mess with this ship.
Yeah.
Out of 144 commissioned officers and about 2,200 enlisted soldiers, only 10 were killed in action, and 67 were wounded in action.
Wow. I mean, I don't know, like, what the ratios are, like, what the usual is, but that sounds like...
It sounds
obviously,
impressive.
You know, even one is, like, horrible.
Sad, yeah.
But, I mean, compared to if they have, like, well over 2,000 people on it, yeah.
So, it was involved in one, like, very significant event, and it was called the Strike on Truk. Truk is T-R-U-K. So, Truk.
I'm kidding.
So it was defending an aircraft carrier and performing, and the airplanes that it was protecting were performing search and rescue missions.
Oh wow, okay.
For soldiers that had been shot down off the coast of Japan, and so there was a reef surrounding like the coast of Japan, and if there was one soldier, I'm actually going to read a first-hand account from a lieutenant that was involved in this. But there was one guy that got shot down, like, between the reef and the coast. Okay. And, like, the Japanese were, like, shooting at him all day, and he was actually eventually able to escape. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, this is a quote directly from the Battleship North Carolina website. But in April 1944, American carrier planes were assaulting Truk, and the North Carolina was protecting the carriers. The battleship's Kingfishers were assigned rescue duty and took to the air on the morning of April 30th, 1944. So this is a quote from Lieutenant John Burns. It's a story about the strike on Truk.
Okay.
The quote. A number of our planes were shot down and the men had taken to rubber boats. They were close off the atoll under Japanese guns. I was ordered to take my plane, which had pontoon floats, on a rescue mission. I was out with another plane of the same type. We had been giving the position of a man who had been in the water about 22 hours.
Oh my god.
He had landed inside a reef right under the noses of the Japanese guns. The Japanese had been shooting at him all day. When the darkness fell, he had worked his way over the reef and into open water where we found him. The other Kingfisher plane with me landed in the water to pick him up, but a stiff gust of wind turned it upside down.
Oh.
Then I landed and picked up the man in the boat and the pilot and the radio man of the plane which had been with me. 3 men got on the wings, and I taxied 5 or 6 miles out to sea where we came to a submarine, which took the 3 men aboard. These 3 men, are hanging onto the wings of this, like, tiny little plane.
I can't even, like, picture that. I mean, I can, but, like...
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. It's still going. So, quote, I flew back again. I had been told by the radio of the position of another man close into the reef, and I got him on the wings. I heard of other men in the water. It took me another 2 hours taxiing around to find 3 more men. They told me of seeing another plane crash. Other planes overhead helped direct me to the scene, and in 2 more hours I had located 3 more men. Then I had 7 men on my wings.
Oh, jeez.
I taxied out to the sea again and found the submarine, but my plane had taken such a beating from the wind and water that we had to destroy it. So my radio man and I got on the submarine too. And that's again from Lieutenant John Burns.
Wow.
So while that whole thing was happening, the Battleship North Carolina was like intercepting attacks on the aircraft carrier that these Kingfishers were taking on and off of.
So that no one would actually hit these guys on the plane wings.
And derailed the rescue mission.
Wow.
So there's actually something like kind of funny about this boat too.
Okay.
So over the course of like its involvement in the war, the Japanese radio claimed that this ship had been sunk 6 different times, but they were all just super close calls.
Okay. Wow.
Isn't that kind of funny?
It's like a cat with 9 lives.
Exactly. It sustained a direct hit from a Japanese torpedo, but the crew responded so quickly that it kept the ship with the fleet, so it wouldn't be targeted further, and it was able to keep going.
Up or something. Wow.
It was decommissioned on June 27th, 1947, and it was stored in the inactive reserve fleet in Bayonne, New Jersey. Which is still, like, an active port.
Yeah.
Except now cruise ships go out there, so, yeah.
I was like, wait, why do I recognize that name?
Bayonne.
Bayonne.
And citizens rallied to save the ship from scrapping, because they were...
Oh, good. I can't believe they were going to scrap it.
I know. Well, I guess eventually you need
the materials,
yeah.
the scraps.
But they moved it to North Carolina on October 2nd, 1961. Nice. And that's where it remains today.
Wow.
Now it's available for guided tours. You can go and visit, and you can take like a tour of the entire ship.
That's
is really
quite the history. Yeah.
I mean, this thing is like loaded with weapons too. Like it is a tank.
It is like it's not
like it's not a tank. But
a warship.
It is a tank.
It's
it's
battleship,
crazy.
I guess I should say. Like, huge. I mean, if 2,000 people had been on it in the however many years that it, I imagine that it held like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people.
Well,
right?
yeah, like I said, I think it was 144 commissioned officers and then almost 2,200.
But not at the same time, though.
I think so. It's huge.
All at the same time?
I believe so. That's the crew.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So this is like a cruise ship.
I mean, bigger. Or no,
but not
fun. Not bigger. Not like the icon of. Have you seen that?
Is that the crazy one?
Oh my god, they just released it. It's like crazy.
I don't know if when a cruise ship is that big, like I start to not trust it. I don't really trust cruises in general anymore. Not that if you offered me a cruise, I would say heck yeah, but like.
You're making me nervous. I'm going on a cruise soon.
No, listen. I just trust me. If I had the opportunity, I would jump on a cruise right now.
Do you know where I'm sailing out of?
Bayonne. I just think that cruise ships, or ships in general. I don't want to get into it. So this is all I'll say.
Okay.
And I don't want to hear any comments. I don't understand. I don't want to hear about Archimedes' principle either. I don't understand how ships float. There, I said it. Done. It freaks me out.
Do you want an engineering answer or do you not?
I want an engineering answer after the podcast.
Okay.
Just because...
I'll take you through it after the podcast, but I want to hear about the haunts.
Okay. And if anyone wants to hear the engineering explanation,
just shoot me an email.
DM us and Mary Kate will send a voice memo. All right, so... let's get into the haunts. As you said, some people did die on it. So, let's get into the haunts of the Battleship North Carolina. So, I want to start by saying they do ghost tours here a lot. Like, a pretty good amount.
That's kind of fun.
So, I'll tell you about this in a minute, but I just wanted to let you know. And they have, like, public tours. Like you were saying, like regular public tours, but then also like spooky ghost tours. So a couple years ago, there was a reporter for WRAL, which I'm sure you know. It's like, I mean, like I know WBIL is like Baltimore's.
So I would assume it's Raleigh.
Yeah, probably right. Yeah, North Carolina. She's like a lifestyle editor and reporter for them, and her name is Kathy Hanrahan. That's kind of like a satisfying last name. Hanrahan. Like
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that last name.
So Kathy Hanrahan, she was invited by a company called the Ghost Guild to go on the ship.
Ghost Guild?
Yes. And actually their I'll show you a picture later, but I was looking at their website and their logo is so cute.
Stop it. I'm obsessed with the Ghost Guild.
So I know. So they invited her, and I'm assuming probably some other reporters just to drum up like, you know, some PR for them. Yeah. They invited them for a haunted tour of the ship.
Dun, dun, dun.
And the Ghost Guild is a little bit different, I think, than a lot of these other like ghost hunting companies, because they specifically stressed to Kathy and to everyone on board, like, listen, like, we're not like those other ghost hunting TV shows. Like, there's definitely a chance that like literally nothing could happen tonight. Like, you know, you just never know, because like they really do try to like actually go in and like find like not make up evidence as they go. You know what I mean? So,
which I appreciate.
Yeah, I do too. And Kathy actually reported that a lot of the night was spent kind of just like walking around the ship and just like kind of standing there waiting to see if something would happen, like recording herself asking questions and then like waiting for the ghost to answer, sort of like how we did at
Penhurst.
At Penhurst, exactly. So so they would record the audio and they would go around and then wait to see either if they didn't hear anything in the moment, they would give it to the Ghost Guild to listen to later to see if there was any like sort of feedback. So kind of interesting. Kathy said that when she was in the sick bay, which is part of the ship, I guess probably where the sick people
or the wounded,
stayed. Sick and wounded stayed. When she was in there, she felt someone like touch her back right along her spine.
Oh, that's creepy.
But it's sad because she said she has a herniated disc, and so it actually hurt her like really bad. I know. So I'm like, I don't think I would like to think the ghost didn't have like malicious intent.
No, I bet it was just probably like a bad timing.
Yeah, but situation. Wrong place, wrong time. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. And then also she said that she was in the torpedo room at some point. I think it was around like 1 a.m. It was like, middle of the night.
The torpedo room.
And she said she had the way she described it, I thought was funny. She said she had an empath moment. Which I think is funny because, like, we always joke like, about the empath. And like people who say they're empaths and you're like, if you say you're an empath, there's something sus about you. So, and yeah, there are no exceptions. So anyway.
So even if you are an empath, you can't tell people.
Yeah. Keep it to yourself. So,
I don't want to hear about it.
So she goes into the torpedo room. It's like 1 a.m. And apparently it's usually not a place that the regular tours allow the people to go in. So it's like somewhere that's like...
you could accidentally launch a torpedo.
Yeah,
probably.
Right?
Yeah.
And that would be no bueno.
That would probably not be good, yeah.
So, and apparently it's also an area where a torpedo hit the ship and people died, according to the article. Yeah, but there was like no additional information on that. So like I don't have any...
Well, the history of the ship did say that it was struck by a torpedo.
Yeah. So maybe someone could have definitely died from that just because the ship didn't go down, right?
Yeah, the brute force of that. I mean,
it's scary. So she's down there, she's in the torpedo room, and she feels like a wave of like grief and sadness and like emotion. And she said that she was just randomly crying. And it kind of reminded me of like, I forget where it was. Was it the Lizzie Borden house? Where people say like they'll feel sick.
And they'll like cry in the bedroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I think I always want to... Was it like the Farnsworth house? It was one of like the very first ones we did also, where someone said they felt so sad and like sick. Like there's just a lot of people that feel sad and sick.
I think it's a very common like...
Especially if something bad happened, like that residual energy. Yeah. Like I can definitely see if someone had died there, like why she was feeling like this...
I could definitely see that happening to me. Like, I could definitely just feel like...
Well, you're an empath.
So... Me, an empath, sensing that something bad happened.
Something, yeah.
During World War II.
Call me crazy. So, and she said that, she had this, like, wave of emotion. She was crying, and then, like, after a few minutes, she was, like, fine again. So, kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Bro, what was that face you just did? I'm, like, actually freaked out. Her face, like, contorted.
Sorry. I was briefly possessed.
It freaked me out. Okay, anyway. So that was Kathy
Hanrahan?
Yeah, good memory. Kathy Hanrahan's experience. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yes.
With the Ghost Guild.
I love the Ghost Guild. I'm applying for a job
and there. Then... You should. This is your application. And then, the Battleship North Carolina also has a ghost hunt coming up in May, which I was like, oh my gosh, like, we should plan for that. But then I was like, oh my gosh, May is in less than a month. So, like...
Stop it right now.
I know.
It's not. That's
it
crazy.
Is. So, it's going to be May through October. I'm assuming they probably do it, like, every year.
Yeah.
Probably more during, like, tourist season, which probably would be May through October if I were to go. And the website says, spend a thrilling evening investigating paranormal activities aboard the majestic Battleship North Carolina, listed as one of the most haunted battleships. Which, like, how many haunted battleships are there?
Well, there's, I don't know if it's a battleship, but the Queen Mary.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
That one's pretty, I think that's
Where
like
is
the
that
most
one?
haunted boat in California.
Okay. West Coast.
Ew.
We don't touch those.
California.
And only South Park fans will get it. And okay, so if you do this ghost hunt that's happening in May through October, you get to go, like they were saying with the other ghost hunt, you get to go into like off-limit areas.
Ooh.
And they'll show you like what are reportedly the most haunted areas. Which I'm assuming it's got to be like the torpedo room,
like the
sick
bay.
room. Yeah. Or sick bay, yeah.
I would think so.
And also, I just thought it was interesting. I wanted to point out that this ghost hunt is from 7:30 p.m. until 3 a.m. And think about how exhausted we were when we did 7. It was like 8 to 1 a.m. or something. 8 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Yeah, that's 5 hours.
And we were exhausted. Like, this one is like
7 hours?
Yeah.
That's an overnight.
I would
you
probably
gotta
just fall
sleep
asleep.
at some
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
I would just sleep.
Well, they used to do, there's like a Battleship in New Jersey, and they used to do like for Girl Scout camps and stuff.
Okay.
You would go and you would like spend the night on the Battleship. So I'm assuming.
What a specific excursion.
I don't know. That's like a experience that I had.
Didn't you also go to like the place that they filmed Friday the 13th or something?
Yes, but that was like not on purpose. Like it's just like an operational camp.
It just happened.
It just like happened. Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, I just think there's not a ton. There are videos out there of people staying the night there. So like people can, you can stay the night there. You can definitely have some experiences. Like there's just not a ton out there. But there's definitely something.
There's definitely something.
I feel like World War II, I feel like there are so many haunts from the big wars, obviously, because that creates the tragedies. And I don't know, for some reason, like, it being on the water just makes it seem a little more haunted to me.
There's something about water, and I think this is like a scientific thing. It's like water and like rain, for whatever reason, like heightens spiritual energy.
Interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
Okay, yeah.
It's something about like the energy of water. Like water carries energy different. I don't know. I might be talking on my
I don't know. I mean, that kind of sounds cool.
It makes sense to me, and I definitely feel like I've read that before.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it's a different form of
mermaid ghost.
Yeah, mermaid ghosts. Fishy ghosts.
Fishy ghosts.
So I think this one looks like more interesting to me than like spooky. Like I don't think I would be scared.
No, I think I would like to go there almost like Eastern State Penitentiary and do like a history
like
tour.
For the history. Exactly.
Yes.
It's one of those
and then
places,
if something paranormal happens,
like cool,
it's just a bonus. Yeah.
But this is one of those places that's like it's haunted, but it's really all about like the history. It's really cool.
I like it. Yeah. I like this haunt. Definitely a cool one.
I don't know if I would
definitely visit.
I don't know if I would pay for the extra overnight though.
No, I'm in my older age.
Right? Yeah.
I'm becoming
7 p.m. to 3
What do you call it when you're not a night owl?
A regular person.
Okay. Fair. Yeah,
that's kind of a fun little one. Although next week I'm very excited for because MK is going to be.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them.
I won't
where I'm going.
Okay, I won't. All I'll say is she will be there this weekend, so you're probably gonna get some pictures.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna get some pictures. I'm gonna get the first-hand accounts.
You should do a little seance action.
I'm going with my family.
Yes.
And it was kind of like a coincidence. Like this wasn't planned on our part.
Yeah.
But my mom texted me. It was part of our Easter plans. My mom texted me. She was like, guess what? We're going to such and such a place and it's haunted, so you can do an episode, which I was like, that's so cute of her.
I know that was so cute that she thought of that.
I know. But so anyway, I'm very excited to research this. I'm very excited to get the first-hand accounts. And one of my sisters, Hope, is very much so spooktacular little lady. She's all things paranormal. Is. Likes horror movies.
Takes after her sister, yeah.
You know. I had to raise her well.
I know.
The other one is an enigma. I don't know where she's
from.
So she'll probably
don't know where she came from.
She'll be sleeping in mama bed.
So yeah, that'll be really fun.
But yeah, so we're going first-hand accounts.
First-hand accounts back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Absolutely. And that's all I have.
Yeah, that's it for now.
There will be some Patreon episodes dropping if they have not already dropped by the time this episode is released, because we know that we've left you guys high and dry, but we swear we got some really good content coming. So
very exciting stuff.
Love you guys.
Love you so much.
Sleep tight. Don't let the torpedoes bite.
Yeah, don't let the torpedoes
And
bite.
happy Easter to all those who celebrate.
Happy Easter, y'all.
Happy Easter, everybody.
Thanks for listening. Aw, that's so cute.
I know.
Everybody.
Except one time I captioned my Instagram that, and I got like a bunch of hate comments.
I know.
Who? My friends.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like,
they were like, what is this?
When was that your caption? How long ago was that?
When I was like, probably like 17, but then my like college,
I like it.
But then my college friends found my Instagram, and I had some like cringy captions from high school. Which, okay, I had one that my Instagram is public, by the way, so if anyone wants to go follow me, it's MK_Kaczynski.
Go leave her hate comments.
I had a picture of when I got my license.
Okay.
So I was like 17 years old. And you know the song Dancing Queen is like, Dancing Queen, young and sweet, only 17.
Yes.
Right? So I captioned, it was like a picture of me holding up my license, and I captioned it Dancing Queen or Driving Queen. And I thought that was like kind of funny.
That's cute. Yeah,
like, right?
It's adorable.
I was 17. The amount of hate that I've gotten from my friends over that particular caption, whenever that song comes on, they're like, oh, look, it's the Driving Queen. Like, shut up.
She is the driving queen.
You know. Anyway.
What a weird hill for them to die on.
I know. Well, you're not here to listen to how my friends bully me, but anyway, we hope you guys keep listening.
And we'll talk to you guys next time.
Yeah. All right. See ya.
Okay, bye.